welcome back to my page. So for today's look, we have a fun, bold, and colorful look for you guys. I even asked my closest high school friend, Heather, to come and model this for me. As you can see, we're all just having fun, so stay tuned if you guys want to see how this happened. Of course, we're gonna go ahead and prepare the skin first, and I'm using the Deep Hydration Oil by Fresh. And next, we are using the Fresh Rose Deep Hydration Face Cream. I'm using this to moisturize the face. Now, we are using quite a bit of makeup, so I wanna make sure that her skin is very nicely hydrated. Then I'm gonna go ahead and take the NYX's Bear With Me spray and using this as a primer before moving on to her eyebrows. Now, for her eyebrows, I'm using the Morphe Brow Pencil in the shade Java. And as you guys can see, I'm pretty much filling them in and making sure that they have the right shape and form. Next, I'm gonna go ahead and take the Juvias Place Concealer in the shade number 17. And I'm gonna go ahead and take a flat brush by Morphe and use this to carve out her brows. Now, you guys know that I always like to kind of structure my brows, so this leaves a very nice, crisp edge underneath that makes them look very structured. I'm gonna go ahead and take a fluffy Morphe concealer brush and use this to blend out the concealer. Now, for her foundation today, we are using the Dream Radiant Liquid Foundation from Maybelline in the shade Caramel. I'm using my Morphe sponge to blend everything out. Now, personally, I prefer to use a sponge to blend out foundation just because a lot of times brushes can be a little bit streaky, and if you have skin texture, it just skips over that and it kind of lifts the foundation up a little bit. So I prefer to use a sponge which is a little bit more firm to really smoothly press everything onto the skin. Then I'm gonna go ahead and take the concealer that I used before for her brows in the shade number 17. I'm gonna go ahead and use this to brighten and conceal underneath her eyes. I'm also placing this in the bridge of the nose, the middle of the forehead, and I'm doing these lines across her mouth that are gonna help by structuring her cheekbones a little bit and her jawline too. Then taking the same sponge that I used to blend out the foundation to blend out the concealer. Then I'm using a fluffy brush to pretty much blend out the concealer in those areas I couldn't get to with the sponge. Now, this is a beat face, so we're gonna go ahead and cream contour, and I'm using the Juvias Place Stick Foundation in the shade Sokoto. I'm gonna go ahead and place this on the temples, the cheekbones, the jawline. I'm also gonna use this to snatch the nose and contour the bottom of the lip to make it look a little bit plumper. Then I'm gonna go ahead and take a fluffy blending brush and use this to blend out the contour. Now, you guys can use a sponge from before, and usually sometimes a lot of people tend to do that because it has a little bit of the foundation left over and the concealer from before, so it blends everything out a little bit better. But I personally like my contour to be a little bit more noticeable, so using the brush blends everything out a little bit more full coverage. I guess it doesn't really spread it out as much, so you have more coverage when it comes to the contour. And as you guys can see, I'm actually gonna go ahead and replace a little bit of that concealer underneath the eyes just because with the contour, it does get a little bit lost. So to set everything, I'm using the Dermablend translucent powder and the same sponge from before and really pressing this powder onto her skin. Now, I'll admit this powder, even though it says translucent, it still left a little bit of a white residue. So I'm gonna go ahead and kind of knock some of it back using a banana tone powder by Revlon. So this is more of a yellow tone powder, so it's really gonna bring back those neutral to yellow undertones on her skin. This camera also does not really do that much justice. As you guys can see, the colors are really, really off. I just need to get a better camera, better equipment, but that's in the process. So I'm gonna go ahead and take the Hoolah bronzer in the shade Toasted and use this to bronze and bring back those contours in the face. So what we did first is we applied a cream contour, and then we're gonna go ahead and powder contour right on top. Moving on to the best part, which are the eyes, we're gonna go ahead and get started off with a red base. Now, I'm using the Jeffree Star's Velour Liquid Lipstick in the shade Designer Blood on the Morphe M433 eyeshadow brush, and using this to blend out the lipstick. Again, this is gonna be a base for the eyeshadows that we're gonna place on top. Then I'm gonna go ahead and take the Me, Myself, and MMMitchell palette. I'm taking the shade Mini and really pressing this on top of the lipstick and then blending it out using the exact same brush. And then I'm gonna go ahead and take a smaller brush with the shade Macaroni and using this to diffuse the edges of Mini just a little bit more. For the lid, I'm taking the shade Meaty on a flat brush that I sprayed with a little bit of Fix Plus to make the pigment glide in a little bit better. I'm blending out the edges using a little bit of Mini, and then taking the 39L palette by Morphe, which is a Hit the Lights palette. I'm taking the shade Glow Show to give it more of that coppery feel. For her liner, I'm using possibly one of the best liners out there. This is the One Size Point Made Bodacious Black Liquid Liner. I'm using this to wing out and line her eyes, and then I'm using a little bit of concealer to sharpen up the edge of the liner a little bit more before applying the Mie Cosmetics Faux Mink Lashes. These are in the style Makeup Queen, but before I'm using the Damn Girl mascara by Too Faced. I'm actually asking Heather to do her own lashes before we take some lash glue and apply these babies in. Next, to line her waterline and also tight line, I'm using the One Size Point Made Gel Liner in the shade Bodacious Black. Again, I'm running this through her waterline before taking a smudging brush and smudging out the liner. I'm gonna go ahead and take a pencil brush with a little bit of Mini. I'm using this to smudge out a little bit of the black, and then kind of taking a little bit of black eyeshadow and reinforcing that gel liner. For her cheeks, I'm gonna go ahead and take the BECCA Luminous blush in the shade Snapdragon, which has a very beautiful gold reflex to it. It's super duper cute. I'm gonna go ahead and with a fluffy blending brush, I'm blending this onto her cheeks. Now, because this look is more on the burgundy side, I wanted to keep the blush a little bit more on the peachy side. Plus, she has amazing cheekbones, so of course, how can I not capture that? Then I'm gonna go ahead and contour her nose using the exact same toasted bronzer from before setting the face using the mattifying Morphe setting mist. For her highlighter today, I'm using the 8S palette by Morphe. I'm taking the shade Mirage, and with the Jaclyn Hill No. 2 brush, I'm applying this on her cheekbones, her temples, the bridge of the nose, and the cupid's bow. This is going to give her skin a very lovely glow. Just because this highlighter also does have more of a yellow undertone, it does fit her skin tone very beautifully. I'm applying a little bit on the chin, and also with a pencil brush, I'm illuminating the inner corners of the eyes, blending it with the eyeshadow that we placed earlier. Now, for the lips, I wanted to go ahead and do two different types of lips. I wanted to go ahead and do a nude and a bold. So we're going to go ahead and get started off with the nude first. I'm taking a slightly angled flat brush by Morphe and first kind of contouring the edge of the lip and lining it with the contour. Then I'm gonna go ahead and take the Morphe matte lipstick in the shade Boo, placing this on both top and bottom, blending it with the contour, and then finishing it off with the Morphe gloss in the shade Sauced. So we have a smoky, blown out burgundy look with a little bit of a liner, a little bit of a lash, glowy skin, glossy lips. We have a full beat going on, guys. I was so proud of this look. You can see she's feeling herself. She's so freaking cute. Oh my god, I love you, Heather. Anyways, we told you guys that we were gonna do two different lip options, so stay tuned if you guys wanna see a much bolder version of this look. Now for the bolder lip, I'm taking the lip pencil by Morphe in the shade Taboo and using this to line both top and bottom lips before taking the same lipstick that we used earlier for the eyes, the Jeffree Star Cosmetics Velour Liquid Lipstick in the shade Designer Blood, using this to fill in her lips. Now, for the gloss, I wanted something that was already like a true red color instead of something that was a little bit on the clear side because I didn't want it to take the color away. So I took the Melted Latex Gloss by Too Faced in the shade Bite Me and pretty much covered her lips using this because it's gonna give her more of that burgundy or more of that blood red look that we were looking for. And if I'm being completely honest, I actually kind of like it a little bit better with the bolder look, but you can also pair it up with a nude and it would still look super beautiful. But that is it for this blown out burgundy makeup look. I don't know what you would call it. I know that I need to get a little bit fancy with my names, but I really hope that you guys enjoyed this video. And if you guys did, of course, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. If you guys want to see more of me, just follow me on my social media, such as Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. All those links will be down below, as well as the list of products I used in this video. A huge thank you to Heather for being my model in this video. You were perfect. You are so beautiful, brightly spirited, and I cannot wait to work with you again. I will leave her information down below as well. So I hope to see you guys next time, and bye.